Welcome back to another YouTube video. Most probably you watched this on January the 1st of 2026 and you already know, you told yourself that 2026 is going to be the year where you finally transform your life. You're going to quit your bad habits. You're going to make this year your year. You're going to get in the best health and best shape of your life, but you still are uncertain about it. You don't actually know what you have to do in order to get in the best shape of your life. Because if you would already know, you would already be there. But you're not. So today I'm just going to talk about how 2025 was supposed the year that I'll get in the best shape of my life. And so it was. But only after I stopped making the gym my identity, I started fixing my habits, I started fixing my actual lifestyle, and that's how I got jacked as a byproduct. So, as you can see even here, I stopped tracking calories and I got more jacked. This was the before. I was pretty fat, as you can see. I was training 6 times a week for 2.5 hours, even 3 hours sometimes. And I was obsessing. I was obsessing over the gym. So that was pretty much all I was doing in a day. And as you can see now, this is my current shape, sitting at around 85 kilograms at 195 centimeters tall, which is a pretty solid shape. I'm also going to put on a little bit more weight, but this is the current shape and I'm actually proud of. The gym right here is not my identity. I count no calories. I don't track nothing, just my sleep. And I just fix my habits and my lifestyle, which as a byproduct led to this physique, right? The more you stress over something, the more it's going to run away from you. It's exactly as that saying that is with a butterfly, that the more you chase a butterfly, it's just going to run away from you. But the moment you sit and build a garden, he will come and sit in your garden. So it really comes to that. Now, to really dive straight into it, I was looking disciplined on the outside, but I was feeling weak. I was doing everything right, yet something was clearly off. I was tracking everything, every gram, every calorie. I force fed myself with a lot of food, 4,900 calories daily, just to get big, right? Because I was hearing all these bodybuilders, you eat big, you get big. And at the time, all I cared about was getting big. Little did I know that I was fucking up my long term health. So I was on this high carb diet, low fat, and I was constantly feeling full and bloated. My energy will collapse by 2 p.m. I had brain fog and low mood. Like I remember, I was coming home from the gym at around 2 p.m. And as I was eating this cream of rice, then after 20 or 30 minutes, boom, it's like my day ended. I could just go and sleep. I wasn't good for anything else to just have more energy throughout my days. I had no energy. Anyway, you can see here, right? So this was the actual plan from my IFBB Pro coach. And as you can see here, right, I was training 6 times a week. We had 4 liters of water daily, 4,923 calories, proteins 295, fats 67, carbs 785. This was the diet, right? Because I had a very high metabolism and I said that I cannot put on weight unless I eat a lot of food. And I was constantly stressing myself and obsessing myself, right? I was constantly being full and feeling like shit. I was stuffing myself just because the fitness industry lied about what it actually takes to get in a good shape. So, as you saw, right now I don't track nothing. I don't track my calories. I'm not stressing about, yo, how many calories am I eating in a day? It doesn't matter. All it matters is for you to hit your protein goal, right? Which pretty much you can get if you eat 5 to 6 eggs a day and you have 2 meals where you have some sort of meat, right? So I have beef, mainly steak, grass-fed steak, and some chicken thighs or whatever meat you want, right? White fish, wild caught fish, or whatever of sort of meats you want, and you're going to hit your protein. That's number one. And number two, is making sure that you're progressing every single workout. So every single workout, you're going to progress either some form of weight, either your technique is going to better, like your form is going to get better, or you're going to put it in more reps. That's it. That's pretty much it, right? You just have to make sure that every single workout you're getting stronger, you're getting better. That's the whole idea of training. So you don't have to spend 2 hours or 3 hours in the gym. All you need is 45 minutes to an hour and a half maximum if you still want to train a lot. And you're going to get the same rewards, if not even better. This was what happened to me. I was constantly fearing that if I will drop my calories, I will switch up my diet from having this bodybuilder approach to a whole food diet, which I was seeing on the internet, like this real food I was seeing at Paul Saldini, and to all these guys that were eating a lot of meat, a lot of organs, like fruit. And I was seeing that and I was liking it. I knew that that is actually how you should be eating. But I was too afraid that I'm going to lose muscle, which is just a myth. Like, you're not going to lose your muscle if you are going to do what I told you previously. You make sure you progress every single workout, you hit your proteins, and now also very important, sleep. So I thought that sleep is all about closing your eyes and pretty much you're going to get a restful sleep. But little did I know that that's not how it works. So right now I got the Garmin to actually show me how I sleep, or you can get a WAP. It's very good to see like how much REM sleep you get, the deep sleep, the stages, how many times you wake up. And based on this data, you can actually improve your sleep. So I was a chronic mouth breather. I had problems because I have a narrow palate, which happened through chronic mouth breathing since I was a kid, which obstructs your airways and it's going to be harder for you to breathe. Also had a deviated septum, which made it even harder to breathe. So at night, I was always getting tired. I was waking up and I was already tired. So I wasn't getting restful sleep. I had a very bullshit sleep. And so I had to fix it. But that is actually something I will drop into another YouTube video where I will actually talk about how you can improve your sleep and sleep like a baby, like get crazy sleep scores, just as I have right now. And if you hit all these three that I told you, right, the nutrition, the sleep, and that you progress every single workout, you're going to build muscle. It doesn't matter, right? And also fixing up your habits. Because if your habits are not aligned with your lifestyle, then you're always going to create this massive stress, right? Like, oh, I have to eat at this time. No, you have to be versatile to be able to say, like, no, I can eat at this time or I can eat at that time. It doesn't really affect my schedule. And following bodybuilders' advice, don't meet these requirements that I just talked previously. Like, as a bodybuilder, you have a very rigid routine. You bash out everything, right? You throw off all your responsibilities and everything just for you to hit your meals and be on track with this. But you end up feeling miserable and feeling like garbage because let's be honest, like most people don't want to be bodybuilders. Yeah, like you just want to be in good shape. That's all you really care. Don't really necessarily think about stepping on a stage, which in that case, absolutely go for it. Like if your vision is to step on stage and compete and be a bodybuilder, then that's what you should be doing. But if your goal is to just have sustained energy, look good, feel good, and just be a superhuman, then this is probably the approach that you should be having. So I thought that the issue was my genetics or training, but it wasn't. It was just these habits that I was talking previously. So this is exactly why I couldn't feel proud. Comparison turned me against myself, right? Even when I made progress in the gym, I was putting on more muscle, I was hitting new PRs. I couldn't enjoy it. I just couldn't enjoy it because I was constantly comparing myself to other guys, right? And I was always saying, oh, but it's their genetics. And yes, a lot of people you see on social media, they are on gear or they just train for more time than you do, or they really have better genetics than you. But that still doesn't have to be an excuse for you not to give your best and to see where your actual potential is. But I was feeling miserable, right? You can see right there on the screen. I was just scrolling like a dumbass for 4 hours, 6 hours, right? Only these motivational um, videos of lifestyle with Lambos and all this garbage, and then people with better physiques than me. And so all that draw was insecurity. I couldn't ever feel proud about myself, even when I got external validation from other people, right? From my relatives, my family, friends. They were saying, "Oh, you're in good shape." I was like, "No, man. Like, yeah, it's just okay, right? Like, I have an average physique." So I couldn't feel proud about it, not even when I was getting external validation. And there was envy over gratitude because I was just envying these people. Instead of taking a physique, right? Instead of looking at somebody's physique and saying, yo, that's nice. Let's do my best. Let's try my best, right? Just to get inspired, not to envy that person. I was just turning into envy. And I was like frustrated that, oh my God, why don't I look like this dude? Why don't I look like that? And slowly, by doing that, your confidence is going to die because there's a mental self sabotage. I became my worst enemy through this, through scrolling, through comparison. Comparison didn't push me forward, it just drained me. There was this fake progress loop. So, fake progress feels like real progress. I felt busy, but my life wasn't moving. 6 to 8 hours scrolling a day, right? Reels, motivation, gym edits, and all type of bullshit. Even when I was going on YouTube and watching other dudes, like they're training or other guys on business or whatever, it's absolutely meaningless. Like watching those people, it's just mental masturbation if you don't take action upon it. This video that you currently watch is an absolutely waste of time if you don't apply anything from what I'm saying. I had a dopamine overload, which led to short attention span. I couldn't concentrate. When I was back at school, I couldn't concentrate on any test that I had on hand, right? I couldn't concentrate when the teacher was speaking on something because I was on my phone, or I couldn't concentrate at my work that I actually was doing, appointment setting. I couldn't actually give my best at it because I was constantly frying up my dopamine through scrolling. And so consumption came over creation, which leads to no real progress. When you consume, right, you're just mindlessly consuming and you don't produce anything. Don't expect growth from it because all you do is consume. You're going to be stuck at the same level unless you leave that aside and you start creating, just as I'm creating right now this video for you to take and to learn from it. So, reward without effort leads to discipline being weakened. Like, just think about every single time you give into porn, for example. All you think in your mind is that you're actually multiplying in real life, when in reality, your mind cannot distinguish between you doing it in real life or you watching some pixels on a screen. So you reward yourself without putting no effort. So it is with scrolling, right? You give yourself that feeling of achievement, right? When you see a person getting his dream car, you think like, oh, I got the dream car. No, you haven't done the work to get your dream car. Or you haven't put in the work to get the physique that you want, right? But yet you feel like you already achieved it, when in reality, you haven't done shit. So stimulation replaced direction. Then we go on to escaping discomfort. Numbing pain keeps you stuck. Any discomfort became something to escape. When I was getting stressed, I was distracting myself. When I was feeling lonely, I was going to porn. When I was feeling pressure, I was scrolling. When I was fearful, I was just avoiding that thing. For example, I was fearful of recording a video like this. So, what was I doing? Just avoiding it, not creating it. But what does that do to you? It kills you. It just kills you, right? Because then it just piles up in your mind like, what if I would have actually creating something? What's on the other side? I don't want living in fear. That's my biggest fear. Be living in fear, because when you are fearful, you're not living, you're just existing. And the worst part wasn't the habits. It was the shame. It was the shame that it brought. Because you can't grow while you're running from discomfort. Discomfort is absolutely needed for you to grow, exactly as in a gym. Every time you put your body through stress, through discomfort, like you push yourself hard and you want to stop. But that's when you know that, man, there's where the muscle is being built. There's where you tear the muscle fibers. And then when you come home and you recover, you're just going to get stronger and bigger. That's exactly how it is with life. Every time you put yourself through discomfortable things, you're going to grow. Every time I record a video, I just grow. I grow my confidence, I improve the way I speak. And so it is with absolutely anything in your life, anything that you're afraid of, on the other side of it, and improving and embarrassing yourself, you're just going to grow. So, the system shift. Systems comes before willpower. I stop forcing outcomes and I fix the structures because systems are actually what runs your life. If you don't have systems in place, you're going to fall because relying on willpower, you already know. How many times have you relied on your willpower? Oh, from Monday, I'm going to start going to the gym and you don't go, right? That was your willpower. Or for 3 days, you keep a diet and then you give up. So it was your willpower. But when you have systems in place, everything shifts because all you have to do is follow along with your system. When you get emotional, you just pull up, for example, your calendar or where you track your things. Boom, you see, this is exactly what I must do. And that's what you're going to do, regardless of how you feel, regardless of your emotions. So, this is my current system, right? Early mornings, 5:45 a.m., because this builds discipline. Waking up early installs a first win in your day because when you wake up, your mind is going to be full of shit. You're going to be like, it's going to give you all kind of excuses for you not to wake up. And so you beating those thoughts and waking up is already a win. Down. Moving on to hydration plus minerals, which equals to nervous system support. Every time after I wake up, I love taking some water. I put some Celtic sea salt on my tongue. I let it melt and then I flush it down with water. What this does is hydrate you because after you sleep, your body is dehydrated. And you're going to notice when your body is dehydrated, you're going to have headaches, you're going to feel very cloudy in your mind, and you're going to feel very bad. So, hydration is something that a lot of people lack. They think that just drinking water is actually going to hydrate you. No, hydration means taking care of the minerals in your body magnesium, potassium, and all the other minerals in your body. So, how you actually hydrate properly, you can use Celtic sea salt, you can use a high quality electrolyte powder, you can drink juices, fruit juices, orange juice, and raw milk. This is how you actually nourish your body and you actually hydrate it. And moving on to the next thing is Bible and prayer, alignment before the world. This habit shifted the entire trajectory of my life. Me without God, I wouldn't record these videos. Me without God, I wouldn't be in the place I'm currently at, right? I wouldn't feel peace. I will probably still be addicted to porn. I will still be a slave to my emotions and living a miserable life. I will still be stuck in that. So, starting off your days by reading the Bible is the best thing you can do. It's going to set up your day, it's going to raise your frequency, and it's going to make you so aware of certain things throughout your day. And it's beautiful because the Bible is the thing that guides your life. If you actually apply to your life what is in here, which is the bread of life, your life is going to transform. My camera just fell off, but getting back to it, daily walks, something that I wasn't doing because I was saying, oh my God, I have a high metabolism. So if I go and take walks, I will burn more calories, which means I have to eat more. And I was already feeling bloated and full. So I couldn't do that. And I said, man, I won't take walks because it's just going to make me lose weight, which I don't want because I want to bulk up and I want to get as big as possible, right? So Since implementing 10,000 steps a day, I shred down fat. It also helps fixing and regulating your moods because you have to oxygen, like to take oxygen, fresh air in your mind for it to actually function properly. So, also moving on to the next thing, shorter training, more intent, and better recovery. So instead of training 2 to 3 hours, I started training right now about an hour. That's how much my training takes. Less volume, more intent, more focus, like actually being there in the muscle and focusing on progressing the weight, and then better recovery, like actually stretching, doing mobility, taking walks, which again aids on to recovery, doing breath work. This is actually how you are going to recover, like improving your sleep. And once you actually nail down those things, you're going to feel way better. Now, sleep prioritized, hormone reset at night. Something that I was lacking, right? I was always sitting on my phone before going to sleep, which disrupts your melatonin production, and you're going to have a bad quality sleep. So, with a structure created, there's consistency. If you have a structure, it's way easier for you to be consistent with it. And the byproduct, aesthetics were never the goal. I stopped obsessing and everything improved. No calories tracking, less stress, better digestion, real food only. Eggs, red meat, organs, fermented foods. Also, regulating the nervous system, which leads to stable energy all day, right? I have no more brain fog. I have sustained energy along the entire day, and I feel amazing. This is all it is about. Not just looking good, but actually feeling good, which a lot of fitness influencers lie about you. They keep slamming their pre workouts, their energy drinks because they have no energy. If they remove those external stimulus, they are going to feel like shit. A lot of them look good, but they feel like shit, but they don't tell you about this. Also, training recovered, strength and leanness followed. I didn't chase aesthetics, I fixed my habits, and strength was the byproduct. As you can see here, right, I also love cycling. Here, I climbed Transalpina, 2000-meter plus peak, the highest road in Romania, having focused work, also adding good habits such as reading, enjoying sunlight, and as the byproduct of changing up my diet and my habits, I got in the best shape of my life. I'm lean, jacked, my energy is high, and I feel the best I ever been. And this is exactly what the purpose of these YouTube videos are, for you to be able to extract the value, implement in your own life, and see straight up progress in your own life. Thank you for watching this, for having the patience. Also, let me know in the comments any questions you may have. For the next one, we are going to dive into sleep. Also, we are going to dive into training in more detail. So I'm going to make videos more specific, like more detailed videos in depth on how to actually improve your sleep. And I will just continuously give tips and help you get in the best shape and best health of your life. So if you have no clarity over how you are going to make 2026 your year, just drop me a subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram where you can see the daily process. And let's just grow together, guys. I love you all. Thanks for watching once again. And remember, Jesus loves you. Keep crushing it.